Good morning. Oh, stand by. We did miss it again. It's like it's a Monday. Good morning, Rumble Studios. Good morning, Rumble Studios. Good morning, Rumble Studios. On this 12.11.2024. Current time is 0610 a.m. Eastern Time here in upstate New York, the southern tier of upstate New York, where I live and reside on this Wednesday morning, hump day, halfway through the week, working towards the weekend. Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich here on Rumble Studios, as well as at Fireman Rich over there on X, my mainstay on posting on social media for the most part. I do have the morning coffee here, and it is tasting mighty fine. What's this? Oh, okay. That's interesting. I'll leave that there. I won't bother with that. I still got to do a couple posts here. If you bear with me for a moment, folks, I got a little too quick on jumping out of the gate. The gate here to. I do post on a few other platforms other than Twitter, and that would be Truth Social, Parler, and the Facebook. Let's see, that is for the private Facebook. And let's see, let's go to Tioga Fire Protection, Fire Prevention. That's another Facebook page I do have. I do have the, okay, we got the, and I do have a Tioga Fire Protection, Fire Prevention blog, and I'm on Twitter on that one too, or X. And let's see, and then the public one, the other public one, the main public one is the real Fireman Rich. I'll go ahead and post it there. We're not live streaming on Facebook. There's a connection issue there. Not going to be broadcasting on Kick. So we're on 5 platforms now. They're solid. Rumble Rocks, as I always say, Locals, YouTube, Twitch. We have 2 people on Twitch, and X Live, where we have what do we have over on X Live here? We have nobody as of yet, but we are on X Live. And let's see. Yeah, let's see. Do we have sound over there on X Live? Okay, we are. Yeah. Okay, there's X Live. Okay, we're on X Live. So we're off and running here this morning, and I hope everybody had a good day yesterday. I had a pretty decent day yesterday. Took a nap. I even posted that on X, and it's too long a nap. Then woke up and played some good PUBG Battlegrounds online there with my UK friend there that I play with, and he's a kick-ass player, I tell you. Got to give him credit. As far as that goes, I'm not going to mention his name because I don't know if he wants his name. I thought about broadcasting it, but no, I'm having too much fun to where I'm concentrating on the game. I'm getting better. I don't have the fastest machine because I'm broadcasting being in a rural area. I'm up at my ping is like 100, where I get my shots in and stuff like that if I compensate and all that. But hey, good morning, Tina. How you doing? Tina, our Jersey girl, is in the chat. So coming in on the Twitch side, good morning to you. I hope all is well with you. I hope you had a good day yesterday. I'm just saying I had a pretty good day yesterday. Did go for a walk with the missus. Felt like spring. And you can almost say that this morning as far as that goes. Because our current temperature here in the southern tier of upstate New York, believe it or not, it's 50 degrees out. Woohoo! It's nice before the storm because, well, we got rain coming in. I can't see it, but there's rain on the forecast for today. But we have 50 degrees, which is 10 degrees Celsius. And it was about 40, 45 yesterday, which was nice. and it's gonna drop like the temperatures are gonna drop like a rock tomorrow. That's what the missus is telling me. Man, that coffee's good. So we're 50 degrees Celsius, or no, 50 degrees Fahrenheit, 10 degrees Celsius. So we're 10 degrees above zero on the Celsius side. And we got periods of rain, snow mixing in this morning. High of 51 degrees with temps falling to near 40, winds the west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles an hour. Chance of rain is 100%. We're going to have more than an inch today, so that's not good. We're going to have rain we may not get a walk-in today. We may not get a walk-in today. We may have to take a day off, which is okay. Took a couple days off last week. Sun will be rising this morning at 07:25, which is in about 50 minutes. It's currently 6:15 a.m. here in the southern tier of upstate New York, but 7:25 a.m. the sun will be rising. Sun will be setting at 4:35 p.m. as far as that goes. Also, got to mention this is being replayed on Spotify. Oh, I cut my finger here. That's why I got the Band-Aid. Self-conscious. What is it? I'm also repurposing the audio here over on Spotify for Podcasters app. Just to, I know I say that every day, every broadcast, but just to recognize those folks that are watching on Spotify for creators, and I said Spotify for podcasts, Spotify for creators. So we're on the audio side there, and they pump it out to all those other fine social audio podcasting platforms. And let's see, our world times and temperatures as I speak, starting in Honolulu, Hawaii at 1:16 a.m. Cloudy skies with a little clearing there with in the sky, 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Phoenix, Arizona at 4:16 a.m. currently in their morning time. Clear skies, 48 degrees Fahrenheit. In Chicago, Illinois at 5:16 a.m. Cloudy skies, 28 degrees Fahrenheit. In New York City, the jungle at 6:17 a.m. 6:17 a.m. here in the southern tier of upstate New York. We're moving right along here, folks. In the jungle, it is 55 degrees Fahrenheit. Get my bifocals going here, Rich. Cloudy or raining. It's raining in New York City. Down in New Jersey, central New Jersey, where our Jersey girl is at, Tina, she's telling us from Twitch, 58 degrees. Wow, we got a warm front going through there. 60 degrees for the high, and it's raining down there in New Jersey. We'll take a look at the weather map here. Let's see, going across the pond, the Atlantic Ocean at 11:17 a.m. Cork, Ireland, cloudy skies, 41 degrees Fahrenheit. In Milan, Italia, it's manja time in Milan, Italia, 12:17 p.m. Sunny and clear, 48 degrees Fahrenheit. In Kuala Lumpur at 7:18 p.m. in the early evening, clear skies, 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Tokyo, Japan at 8:18 p.m. in their evening, 46 degrees Fahrenheit, cloudy and a little clearing. Down on the great continent of Australia, good friends and allies to the United States, and we appreciate that. In Melbourne, it is 10:18 p.m., clear sky, 64 degrees Fahrenheit. And in Sydney, Australia at 10:18, clear sky, 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Down under, and those are our world times and temperatures as I speak. And let's see. Let me check the weather map here real quick to show you what we got going here. It'll come up. Here we go. Yeah, we got the rain coming in. Not sure how that's. Oh, it looks like they've got a little snow mix up there in New Hampshire way. Yep, it's coming up from the south. So it's moving up from the south. Oh, I don't like that. It's going to be, okay, let's bring this weather map up to take a look at the weather here. see. Oh, here we go. We want the present, Rich. Here we go. And here's our weather right now. Let's get the text out of the way. There we go. So that's the weather we're looking at right now here in the Northeast. It's coming on. It's all the way from the Gulf Coast going all the way up into Maine, where it looks like there's snow right there in northern New Hampshire going into Maine, and in New York right down here. There's, give you an idea of the local radar. I'm going to bring this up. This is out of Binghamton. And there's our local radar going right there. So we got rain in the whole area. And Tioga County is right here. That's Tioga County right there. You can see we're covered. So I don't think we're going to be doing a walk today, maybe. I don't know, unless it clears up later. By that time, we'll be too lazy. So, and there we go. That's the overall weather there. So, okay. There we go. There we have it. That's the weather for what we're looking at right now. Our thought for the day comes from a gentleman who was of the ancient times. Plato. Plato was an ancient Greek philosopher of the classical period who is considered the foundational thinker of Western philosophy and a inventor of writing, dialogue, and dictation forms. So he's a smart cookie. He's a smart cookie, and his thought for the day says that. Let's see. And it goes as follows. I'll get to it here. Here we go. Where is it? Right here. Here we go. It goes as follows. Wise men speak because they have something to say. Fools speak because they have to say something. So it's a difference between have something and they have to say something. There's a difference there. Okay. Wise men speak because they have something to say. Fools because they have to say something. And what's that mean? Well, there's a good meaning behind that. I want to say Pluto. Plato's quote. Get that up there. And you love that? Yeah, this is a good one. What it means is that truly wise individuals, okay, and I try and keep myself as a wise individual, not a wise guy. I'm a simple man, but I'm not a wise guy. But truly wise individuals only speak when they have something to say, something that's important or valuable and contributing to the conversation or to the situation. While the foolish people, they just talk simply because they feel they need to speak. They talk out their ass in a manner of speaking, I guess you could say. Even if their words lack substance or meaning, essentially, wise people are thoughtful about their words. And while fools talk excessively without considering the value of their speech. And sometimes I'm at fault with that with the missus, because it's one of those things that I'll just talk out of. I don't really talk out of turn as much as say I'm overloading with information there, and as far as that goes, and so it's one of those things that you got to be careful when you have something to contribute and it's value and it's interesting. Yes, but it's when it's the same garbage, and that's my fault with the missus. I'm regurgitating the same garbage I just made. I said it in a different way, but it's the same thing. So people pick up on that. Believe me, the missus picks up on that as far as that goes. So love that. Yeah. And I'm not sure what your second one said that, Tina, there. Lemt. My sister. Oh, okay. Typo there. Yeah, your sister's like that. Well, sometimes I'm like that with the missus, and it's one of those things that you got to be considerate as far as that goes. Um, you may think it's interesting, but communications is a two-way street. You got the presenter, the talker, and then you have the listener. But when you as a talker, speaker, when you see the listener, it's just sort of like, what the, has that nonverbal, like, what the F are you talking about? That's when you're being a fool. I guess I've been in that situations as far as that goes. So that's a good one right there. Thank you, Plato. Plato, God bless and Godspeed. He's one of those real old guys, ancient guys. Our national day today, I don't blame the missus. It comes with the territory. Double J says. Double J's. Hey, good morning, Double J's. How you doing, my friend? I don't blame the missus. It comes with the territory. Yeah, and I don't blame her either when she tells me, you just told me that like a minute ago, and it's like, and I stop and I have to think, oh yeah, I did. So sometimes when I speak, I'll admit I act the fool as far as that goes. And Tina's saying, hey to Double J's. Good morning, Double J's. Let's see, our national day today, we have stretching day. I need to do a lot of stretching. That's a good one. We have National App Day, and then we have National Noodle Ring Day. Now, I had noodles yesterday for lunch, and actually it was leftovers from the night before, so I've had my fill of noodles. They're okay. Let's just say if I had a choice between noodles and a good old American cheeseburger, you know what I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick the cheeseburger. Let's go with National Stretching Day because that's important. We need to stretch out those muscles and stuff when we wake up and all that and stuff. And Double J saying, "Hope you're okay too, Tina." So, and Tina's laughing at my comedy routine, my so-called comedy routine, my half-ass comedy routine. Yes, Tina says yes. Oh, it's all good. Let's see, National Stretch Day. Let's go with that. Hashtag National Stretching Day. On December 11th, National Stretching Day is dedicated to educate people on the numerous benefits that come with practicing and assisting in your stretching. And Tina saying thank you to Double J's here with a heart. I got to put that up. I like the hearts. That's to you, Double J's. Double J's is a good guy. So it's important to stretch. And I know this firsthand because I did a lot of running back in my younger day. And that's one of the things I was lacking. I didn't stretch enough. And if you don't stretch enough, you're going to cramp up. And I had my share of cramping. But even being older and hopefully wiser, it's good to stretch. So I usually give a good stretch and, stretch out the arms, the back, the legs and stuff like that to get the muscles going in the morning and stuff. But if you do any type of exercise, you should stretch. Flexibility is one of the most significant components to leading a healthy lifestyle. You got to be flexible, okay? You got to if your muscles aren't moving, your bones are just going to sit there. Okay, so when most thinking about stretching is the relation to one or two stand by stretches that are held in a few seconds and release. So, like I'm stretching right now. I'm stretching. I'm putting force on my arms, and then I'm releasing and relaxing. That's a stretch. You should do it for, just stretch it, like I don't want to do my legs and stuff. I'll do them later and stuff. But there's various stretching out there. And Tina says, I actually exercise and stretch in a wheel. Yes, you can do that. You can do that. And no stretching means chance of injury is higher. Exactly, Double J's. That's exactly, that is a very good point, both Tina and Double J's. If you don't, your muscles they're going to get all tightened up. And then when you make that one movement, you get that little crink in your neck, and then you can't move because your muscles they've gone wacko and stuff. So it's good to keep them flexible and by stretching out and it only takes a few seconds. And so there is a way of stretching that can make you feel different. On National Stretch Day, we bring awareness to why incorporating practical assist stretching into your everyday routine and making your movements more efficiency. The importance is why should you stretch? This is why it's important. Stretching improves our lifestyle and helps us live a better life. When we stretch daily, we increase our mobility and keep our muscles flexible and strong. Due to sedentary lifestyles or growing older, which that's what I'm doing right now, I'm growing older, or overstressed muscles, people develop excessive rest muscles tone, causing everyday movement to be difficult. So like I sit in this chair. That's not a good thing if you sit in a chair for a long time, unless you're doing the exercise that Tina's doing. Okay. If you're doing exercise, that's good, but you got to make sure you exercise all the muscles and stuff like that. And I take it, Tina, you're able to get up to walk a little bit too, because that's essential too, to walk a little bit because I find myself, if I sit in this computer chair all day here at the computer desk, and then like I'll be feeling it the next day. I'm like, why am I so I feel so tight and stuff and like that, and my body is aching. It's because I sat in my chair. So you have to make sure. And there's very little, but I do. Okay, so you do get up. That's good. Okay. There are those. I've been seeing this commercial a lot of late on the TV, and what it is, it's like you put it. It's a small machine, but you put your feet and you're bicycling in a sense on this little machine that's moving your legs, and that's good. I think that, that's good if somebody's sitting for a long time, because they're sitting, but they're still working their legs and stuff like that. So I think, stretching, it seems like, like a boring type thing to do, but it's very important and essential. I exercise 6 days a week to get my heart pumping. Yeah. And not only heart pumping, but that helps your cardiovascular system. Your heart is part of your cardiovascular system. So it's also, if you exercise, you're exercising for your oxygen, because the more oxygen you can take in, the healthier you're going to be. That was the one thing when I was doing a lot of running. Your oxygen intake increases because you're doing most of the running. When I did run was in an aerobic manner, which means when you're running, I'm able to carry on a conversation but anaerobic is when you go into oxygen debt. Your body is consuming more oxygen than it's taking in, and that puts stress on your body. But that's also, you do that for a short time and then you stop and then you recover and you do it again. That builds up even more your oxygen capability. So it's all it's aerobic exercise and anaerobic exercise. And that's when, in cross country, you'd be doing the nice gradual run on, they call it fartlek running on the golf course because it's a grassy surface. And it's nice and comfortable. But then when you're on the track, you're doing those sprints. As far as, I used to hate doing sprints, but it gets your heart pumping even more and stuff. And it builds up the capability of endurance and consistency and stuff like that. So stretching is the same thing. Anything physically fit to do physically, physical fitness wise is a good thing. So today is National Stretch Day. Yesterday on the Fireman Rich audio podcast over there on Spotify for creators, we talked about this. It was about the James Webb Telescope taking a set of fantastic pictures of the Sombrero Galaxy, and that's pretty interesting because with the Hubble and ground-based telescopes, this galaxy, it looks like there's a lot of white light, and it almost looks like a sombrero. But with the James Webb Space Telescope, it's got an infrared cameras on it. It cuts through all that gobbledygook, and you see a very nice galaxy. there's like a circle, but there's a bright star. But it's a galaxy that doesn't make stars that quickly as compared to other ones. So that was a pretty interesting. It's a new image from the NASA James Webb Space Telescope. The nature of the Sombrero Galaxy seems completely different when seen in visible light. The galactic core whites out in the inner disk of the galaxy there, and such as a picture I'm looking at it right now, the Hubble, while the outer disk is dust and gas. Where with the Webb telescope, it has a mid-infrared view. The Sombrero Galaxy, also known as MESR 104, the core doesn't shine. Instead, it's a smooth inner disk is revealed, and it's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. So we talked about that yesterday on the Fireman Rich audio podcast, and it was a quick one. Yes, it was like 28 minutes yesterday. And let's see, we're moving right along here at 30 minutes, so we're doing pretty good. Started a little late, but I was early Monday, so it averages out as far as that goes. And I hear somebody. Is the missus getting up? I think the missus is getting up. Let's see. I'm sorry to say there is no 100 years ago today. They didn't have one. Let me double check just to make sure, but I didn't see one last night. No, there isn't one. So there's no 100 years ago. So let's just go into the raw, me talking the history here. Let's see. On this day back in 1967. Now here's a classic movie. This is a classic movie. Let's see. We had Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, starring the great actor Spencer Tracy, Sidney Poitier, and Katharine Hepburn, was released, sparking controversy about racism within the liberal household in America, as far as black and white relationships. And as far as that goes, you remember that? Yeah, that's a great movie. Anything with Sidney Poitier, he's one of my favorite. I liked oh God, what's that movie? I can't think of. Oh, what is it? To Sir, what? That was one of them. I like that one, but there was another one. Hang on. I mentioned his name. I got to mention this because my mother loved the movie, and you can watch it on. I think that you can watch it on YouTube. The gentleman was from. Okay. He was in Guess Who Coming to Dinner, and what was the other movie here? Okay, hang on. Sidney Poitier passed away in 2000. In 2022. Yeah, To Surf for Love was one of them. What the hell was the one? It was a black and white movie. And as soon as I say the name, Tina, you're going to remember it. God, what the hell was the name? Oh, Lily of the Fields. Lily of the Fields. You remember that one, Tina? That was a classic. It's just that movie right there with the nuns. I mean, that was one of his great movies. I love that one. That was my mother's favorite movie. I mean, that every time that came on the Thursday night or Friday night movie on CBS back when I was growing up, we had to watch that. That was a classic. That's a classic movie, and it's one of the great movies for Sidney Poitier. What's going on here? Okay, there we go. So that came out on this day back in 1967. Guess who's coming for dinner? Um, in Let's see. That's it for on that side of the house. Wow, that's interesting. That was the only interesting one on that listing there. Let's go to the AP history for today. We have on December 11th, 1936, Britain's King Edward VIII abdicated the throne, meaning he gave up the throne so he could marry American divorcee Wallis Wolford Simpson, Miss Simpson. His brother Prince Albert became the King George VI. So they can do that, I guess, if they're that in love. Why not? Is what I say. Let's see. In 1980, President Jimmy Carter signed legislation crediting a $1.6 billion environmental superfund to pay for cleaning up hazardous chemical spills and toxic waste dumps. And it was needed back then. There was a lot of crap they were dumping. There's companies around here. There's one place down here on Route 86, which used to be 17 here in Owego in Tioga County, that it was a toxic waste dump because they dumped everything there as far as hardware and all this other stuff. But I imagine there was some chemicals dumped in there too. And as far as that goes, let's see. It was back on this day in 1998, majority Republicans on the House Judicial Committee pushed through 3 articles of impeachment against then President Bill Clinton over Democrats' objections. And I guess the retaliation was the impeachments of President Trump. As far as that goes, it's probably both shouldn't have been done, I guess. I could see the impeachment possibly being done because of Watergate, but I guess here it is years later. I think Bill Clinton was an okay president. His first 4 years is just his second 4 years, and the same thing could be said about Bush, the junior, and Obama. Their first 4 years was okay. Their second years is when they freaking screwed up, I guess. Maybe that's a good thing that President Trump, he was president before, then Biden came in. Biden did all the screwing up. Now we're going to have a good President Trump. He has some good ideas and stuff like that. And there's a lot of people that that say they don't like him, but it's becoming apparent. I guess they're hoping he does. I think we all want any president that's coming in, new president, to do well, to make the country a good place, and as far as that goes. So we'll see what happens. Let's see, and that's about it as far as that goes. What's this one? That was a super fun. Oh, it was 1978. Nearly $6 million in cash and jewels were stolen from the Lufthansa cargo terminal in New York's John F. Kennedy's Airport. The heist was the largest robbery in history at the time, and that became it's noted in the I love this movie, Goodfellas. Goodfellas was a good movie. Only time will tell. Wish him the best. Well, I could tell you, time's already telling that his first 4 years there, Double J, was a good 4 years compared to our last 4 years. Okay, and I say that because I live in this country and I lived through those times. And his first 4 years was good, and I have strong confidence that his next 4 years is going to be good. Our outgoing president, in my opinion, and I have no qualm saying that, he's the worst president in my lifetime. And anybody that says, well, he did this and this, it's nothing. Jimmy Carter was a better president than President Biden. Okay. The thing about President Biden, he's one of those politicians that spent his whole life down in Washington. He wasn't one of the people. At least President-elect Trump, he's one of the people. Even though he's a billionaire, he's one of the people. You see, you look at what he's done. Put aside the emotion that, okay, he's a blowhard, he's loud. He's a very smart man, and and just like the people that criticize Elon Musk, the guy's blasting rockets. He's providing jobs. You got to look at that. You got to look at the continuity of the content of the individual, not the peripheral bullshit. In my business, we saw whoever the leader, we pray for them. Yes, you have to. You have to. I wish Biden the best, but he just couldn't. He's not a leader. He is not a leader, and I don't want to go into detail and stuff like that. But he's. I highly respect the president of the office of the presidency, but I mean, there's indications right now. You look at what's going on. It's almost as if the president-elect is more of the president than the actual president, as far as that goes. So, you know, it's difference of opinions, but there's facts that can back up that President Trump, was he the best president? No, I don't think he was the best president. The best president that I feel that the United States of America had was Abraham Lincoln, because history shows that. He shows what he has overcome and all that. The things that modern day presidents have to overcome are not as hard or they had more to, Abraham Lincoln had all, you just read the history of Abraham Lincoln, and I'm still amazed at some of the stuff I read about him. So, but we want, exactly, Tina, we want to wish whoever is the president of the United States the best, because they're thinking the best. But when they have an agenda, that's when they're not really that great of a president. Yeah, I agree. Biden was disappointing. I hope Trump can meet. No, I think I have full faith he's going to meet, because he met expectations of his first 4 years. If you dig down and you do your research on what Trump actually did legislative-wise, I mean, he's the thing that's coming out now, he's not even taking a paycheck again. What other president has done that in history? He doesn't need to. He lost when he was president in his last 4 years. You know, he actually lost $1 billion of personal income because he wasn't there. Okay, you know. So, and plus, you look at what he sacrificed. A guy that's gone through I mean, look at the court cases he's going against, and they're frivolous. You look at the content of what people are throwing at them; it's garbage, because they're going to lose their power, and that's what it comes down to. President Biden represents the Democratic machine, that they want the power and hold it. And the Democratic Party is not the same Democratic Party that my father was a member of. He was a Democrat. He didn't like it when I became a Republican, but he could live with that. But that's back when they sparred back and forth. It's too cut. And we got the same thing on the Republican side too. We got some boneheads that are they're far right, and they should just shut their traps. They don't have anything constructive to say. But I do agree, as far as that goes, there is a lot riding. I don't think there's a lot riding. I think he's going to produce. He's going to perform. He's already producing right now. Okay. If you look at what Biden did here last month, he's providing extra bombs and munitions to Ukraine. And I question myself, do we really need to give them those type of munitions? What did President-elect Trump say? We staying out of Syria. We have no business in Syria. We do have 900 military U.S. troops there to fight ISIS and Al-Qaeda. That's a terrorist. I think we have just cause to be in there, but I really don't think we should be in Syria. Yep, exactly. Exciting times ahead. Yeah, I think, yeah, and I agree with you there. It's going to be exciting. I'm hoping he performs. Who knows? but it's one of those things right now. It's a rare case, and I know you know this, Double J's. Is President Trump, President-elect Trump? There's a majority on the Republican side in the Senate and the House. They got to get something done, because the last time that was done, President Obama had that when he first was elected. He was a president, a Democratic president. He had the House was Democratic when he was president, and the Senate was he had a majority in the Senate. He squandered it. There's only 2 years, because then you got the midterms, and depending on what happens in these next 2 years, that could switch like on a dime, and it has happened. And that's what's so unique about American politics: the checks and balances. Our system could not work in any other country. Okay, because the people here want it, despite the divisions that people overseas may see. I don't agree with my neighbor next door. We're totally on opposites end, but we still were neighbors. Okay, a lot of countries don't have that, and that's throughout the United States as far as that goes. Yep, they got everything going for them. Just have to get things done for the greater good. Yeah, and I think that's the whole purpose. Now, the last 4 years, the people that were in charge, just like when Vice President Harris was running, she says she's going to do this, do that, and said, "Well, you had 4 years to do it. Why didn't you do it then?" That's what lost her. She didn't have any confidence. The American people did not have any American confidence, and that's why she ended up losing both the electoral and the popular. President Trump he's the first Republican in a number of years that acquired the popular vote. Okay. And that's what some people don't realize: the electoral and popular vote. Why do you have both? Because it works here. It makes sure that democracy marches on in this country, and that just overflows into other countries, because the United States is a leader. If in other countries say you don't, well, we elect our leaders. You look at European Union. Here's a question I have to ask: how is the president of the European Union picked? How is he? Is he voted on? Yeah, he's voted on. He's not voted on by the people of Europe. He's voted on by the representatives, but it's in a secretive manner. Look at that process. We have an open election here. So that's what I'm saying. That's Europe as a whole, as far as that goes. So there's plus and minuses in anything you talk about. So good discussion there, Double J. We ventured a little bit into the political thing, so let's move on here. So there we have on the history bit as far as that goes. In sports, there wasn't much in sports. We did have a football game this past Monday where Cincinnati beat the Dallas Cowboys. Oh, here's something about the game. The winning kicker, that kicked the winning, I think it was a winning field goal. Let me check the score here. I think they won on the winning field goal. Oh, wait, let's see. Bring that up. No, it wasn't a winning field goal. But the kicker, the field goal kicker, and the kicker he's a Cincinnati Bengal. He's going out with the Dallas. He's got a relationship with the Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. What a mixture that is. It's all right to know an opinion about America from an American. Yeah, it's my opinion, but the thing is, Double J's, if you listen to people that have lived overseas for a number of years, they're out of touch. They have a general consensus, but until they actually lived here, because I could tell you firsthand, I've seen how our prices on our grocery stores have skyrocketed. It's affected hundreds of people, thousands of people across this country. That's a big thing. The people overseas living fat and happy and stuff, they're this, okay? I try and give you a perspective that I'm right here in New York State. It's probably one of the most taxed states, and we got a governor that is doing something here. I don't want to get into it, but it's sort of asinine. And you can garnish some stuff from the news and stuff like that, but it's like me going over to the UK, or I'm saying, oh, the UK, they're pretty screwed up and stuff like that. I'm only going to say it in a general sense, and that's what I say about the European Union. I'm just, I know for a fact that people of Europe don't vote for the president of the European Union. That's like saying, well, I know in but I don't know if that's good or bad because I don't live over there. So I don't know the general feelings of the people and stuff like that. Well, that's true. I agree. That's why ground reporting is, yes, exactly. Firsthand knowledge. And I guess that's the point I'm getting. The people that live overseas that are Americans, I hear them talk, and I'm saying, okay, some of the stuff is, the majority of the stuff is pretty right on, but the other stuff is just pure emotion and opinions. It's as much bullshit that some of the bullshit I hear in the United States. So we'll see what happens. That's what makes this country so great. And the people that live overseas, they love their country just as much as I do. So but I'm just saying there is a difference as far as that goes. The general consensus, because they're looking at the headlines, and that, for the most part, that's what I do with news overseas and stuff like that. I'm just looking at the headlines. I'll have an opinion, but I'm not going to say it's fact just because I'm you know, unless you live there and stuff like that. I could tell you what's going on here in New York State and the Northeast and stuff. I have no idea what's going on in California other than there's wildland fires, but I know some people that are probably out there fighting those wildland fires. So, you know, like you said, firsthand knowledge is always good knowledge and stuff. But sometimes we don't always have that. So we got to depend on, our so-called news outlets, which hopefully everybody has a multiple news outlets, because sometimes there's news outlets I haven't watched for years. And those are CBS, NBC, MSNBC, which isn't going to be a news agency anymore. Even NPR has gotten very uh, opinionated and agenda driven. When you have a news agency that's more opinionated than what they should be, instead of telling the basic news, and they have an agenda and it's one-sided, that's not journalism. So there's a lot of good online journalism now where people are leaving those mainstreams, and those are opinions also when they do to it, unless it's a straight news, um, which in some cases you got straight news on one story, but you have a lack of news on the other. One of the things I've been seeing in the news on that is that we have this individual that was arrested in Pennsylvania that supposedly is a suspect in killing that CEO of the healthcare place in Minnesota, in New York City. They know everything about this guy, everything about him. The question is, how come we don't know nothing squat about the guy that took the shots at President Trump and grazed his ear and almost killed him? Um, let's see. Double J says, that's why I ask you questions, to know your opinion. It makes a lot, whether nobody likes it or not. It's your, yeah. I don't, that's your choice. If you like it or not, you can change the channel. Um, I'm not going to, you can agree to disagree, but I'm not going to go in a debate, or, people have their set things. I'm not going to debate or argue. I like to talk about and discuss, and that's what we're doing here. So you know where I'm coming from, and I see where you're coming from too, Double J. So it's a good discussion as far as that goes, because the thing is, the world's going to go on and stuff like that. So, but that other thing, we know more about this shooter of the CEO than we do the guy that tried taking out and assassinate President elect Trump back in northern or western Pennsylvania when he was campaigning. That's asinine. And then the big story here, I think, was it you, Double J's? No, you weren't here yesterday. Somebody was asking me. The drones, that's becoming a big popular story now. I can't believe the governor doesn't know. The military, I think it's something to do with the military. Now, my opinion, because I do fly drones. Matter of fact, stand by for a second, folks. I'll be right back. Okay, I had to get something because this is important. Then I'll take a break. This drone story, it's fascinating. It's something I started watching the last couple days and yesterday a little bit more. I'm going to be following, I'm trying to follow that a little bit more. It's a very intriguing story here because these drones they're the size of a car and they're flying around at 50 to 60 miles per hour being reported. And they only come out at night, okay? And what I know about drones, and I tell you, I know about drones because I have a drone. This is my drone right here. This is a Hubsan 501. I haven't flown this in a couple of years, but there's certain rules that have to pertain in flying one of these things. I was reading about drones. They say there's a lot in Tom's River. I haven't heard wherever Tom's River. This is down in New Jersey. This is Tina. Have you seen any of the drones? You live down there. I'm just thinking of that. You live down in because they're all over New Jersey, but they're not this size. This is a recreational drone right here. This is a Hubsan 501. It can stay up in the air for 20 minutes. I haven't flown this thing in 2 years. It's been sitting up in the closet. It's a fun thing. And here's the battery. This is the battery for the drone right here. You put this in, and this gives it capability to fly. And this is a small drone. But the drones that they're talking about that are flying down in New Jersey, they're the size of a car. Tina says, I know there's something over my house and very low. So they're flying over your house. So I'm reading this in the news. Let me see if I can bring this up because I did. Let me show it because it shows a map. I did an article, or there was an article on Fox News yesterday talking about the mystery drones spotted in Northeast. But when you look at this map, let's see, when you look at this map of New Jersey with the drones, and let me bring it up here. This is interesting stuff. This is worth discussing here. Let's see, what am I doing here? Text. Let's get rid of this, and we'll go here. Well, that's what they're thinking. But this is the article I posted up on, and this is a good analysis yesterday. I posted this up yesterday on my Twitter feed at Fireman Rich, and this is the map. This is the map of New Jersey. Okay, New Jersey residents rattled, but look at the orange. That's all where they're being reported as flying over. That's a good port. That's more than half the state of New Jersey, and nobody knows what they're doing. Now, the thing of it is, here's the thing. These drones are under 400 feet, which FAA, if you're flying a drone, and now these have to be, if these are commercial drones, these got to be actual licensed drone pilots that are flying these. Okay. For me to fly my drone, I have to have line of sight of it at all times. I can't just fly it and then look at goggles, the VR to see where it's at. They have to, these are being flown where there's no line of sight. So these guys, the persons that's piloting these have to have a license per the FAA rules. Okay. They're flying them at night. They're flying them under 400 feet, which they don't have to. You don't have to have a flight path or a flight plan like you do if you're in an airplane. You have to say where you're flying, what your flight plan is. Hey, good morning. Good morning, Glick. And Glick will probably have more of this on his WF News. Good morning. Happy WTF Wednesday. Yeah, it's going to be WTF News tonight on the Nonsensical Network. This is Glick is coming in on the YouTube. You got your YouTube back up. Good show, man. Good deal. That's cool. And Tina saying good morning to Glick. But Glick is he's the he's the big toe, the leader over there, that the band of individuals that do their shows on the Nonsensical Network. And Glick is saying about the drones. Let's see, what's he saying? The drones are actually aliens. They're planning to take over. Yeah, that's a far-fetched analysis of it, stuff like that. But if we go back to the map, go back to this, look at that. They're flying all over the place in New Jersey. as far as that goes. So I'm keeping tabs on this because this is my interest. Somebody's going to find out that I'm thinking, is it Amazon testing something and they're not saying? Um, but it'll be interesting to see. Now there was a report. I didn't post it up or anything like that, but there was a report out at Vance. It used to be Vance Air Force Base. Now it's Vance Space Base. It's part of the Space Command, where they launched the rockets out in California. They found there was a drone, and I think this was about maybe just a little bit bigger than my drone. Okay, was a little bit bigger than this drone because the guy tried hiding it under his coat. So it was probably about this, but it was a mile up over Vance Air Force or Vance Space Base Air Force. It used to be an old Air Force base, and Tina says she's near Fort Dix. So, but out there in California, they ended up arresting this Chinese individual. He's from China. At the airport, he was getting ready to leave. I think it was a day after he was. They ended up catching him with the drone, and I guess they. I don't think they arrested him right away, but they arrested him at the airport because I guess he tried. I didn't read the whole article. I just read the headlines. There we go back again, not knowing the thing, but it ties in that there are people that try to gather information of military installations or something like that. Are these drones doing that? I don't know if they're doing it or are they testing these drones out to see how far they can go. And I'm almost thinking it's something to deal with Amazon. Or else it could be something military, but the military hasn't come out publicly to say something. So it's going to be interesting to see. So if anybody has any input, when we do the show Friday, we'll do a follow-up on it as far as that goes on the drones and stuff like that. So Tina says if they're from China, they can at least drop some ramen on my lawn. Okay, that's funny. It'll be interesting, but it's scaring people, and people have a right to know what's flying over. But just what I know about flying, the flying drones, if they're flying and they're in control, and the thing is, some of the people are saying, well, they might just drop out of the sky. No, a drone doesn't work that. These things they have a lot of technology on them, and this drone. If this drone starts losing power, it automatically sets down. It doesn't drop like a rock. It just comes down gradually. Now, depending on what's underneath it, it might hit something or something like that, but it doesn't drop out like a rock. And I think these are the same way. Now, an airplane's a different story. You lose your engine, it doesn't have the Now, they're fitting out private airplanes with parachutes where if the engine goes, a parachute, and then it gradually, and you don't have any control over it, but that's the case there. So I find that pretty intriguing. Let's see. Oh, Hal is on now on Facebook. Okay, and YouTube. Okay, Tina, we'll see you later. Have a good Wednesday. And I'm going to take a break, folks. We're at an hour, and I got to get some more coffee. We spent a lot. That was an interesting. Let's see. Legal on itself by current rules. Yeah, the FAA rules, like I'm allowed to fly that up to 400 feet, or no, is it 300? 304, I think it's 400 feet is the ceiling. Anything over 400 feet, you better have a flight plan or else. What the hell? That popped in again. What the hell happened there? I didn't want that. Let's see something here. Okay. And then I have to register this drone. And actually, there's my FAA number right there. You have to attach an FAA number on this, so there is a legality of it and stuff like that. But I haven't flown that in 2 years. Every time I get excited, it's like, it's too much work to go out there. I got 15 acres of cornfield out here, so okay, Tina, we'll see you. Ciao for now. Legal on itself it's legal, you could say, but there's too many people that are concerned about this double J's and they're scared. I would be. And if I see this big ass thing, it's like, what the hell is that? I've got helicopters fly out, and one of the helicopters that fly over a lot is the medevac. I hear them on the radio. Nobody knows nothing about this. You got the governor of a state that doesn't know. That's unusual. There's something strange going on, and it's just in New Jersey. Now there was one report of drones over in Staten Island, which is across the New York Harbor. So it becomes it's crossing state lines. So the federal government, they need to get involved in this to find out what it is. So like I said, we'll do a follow-up Friday, but that's one of the stories I'm keeping tabs on, because I'm not interested in this guy that they caught the guy that whacked that CEO for the health company in Minnesota. So, let justice do, justice will take care of him. And I have an opinion. I got a couple of opinions on that, but I'm not going to. It's one of those things. It's not worth mentioning. Double J's. It's not. Let's see. Double J says, I mean, flying over private property without consent. No, if you're up over 100 feet, it doesn't matter. If you're the thing they can get you, you can fly over. But if you're taking photographs, then there's a legality in there. I don't think you can. I think that's invasion of privacy. I can't fly over people, because that's one of the things I'm restricted as a recreational drone flyer. I have to make sure it's out in the open field. There's nobody underneath, or else I'm in violation of FAA rules. So I have certain guidelines and rules that I have to follow. Well, actually, they're FAA rules, which is law when you're flying these things. I have to have a line of sight at all times. I can get this thing going. I had this out as far as a half a mile, but I can still see it. It's just a pinhead of a dot, but I can still see it. But once I lose that eye contact, that's it. But then you can't. I don't fly over roads or houses. Now, if you're a licensed drone pilot, and to become a licensed drone pilot here in the United States, I was looking at that, and you have to take a test. And I would have to do that. I think it's up in Ithaca Airport. That's why I would have to take you pay $150. You take this test that's like 150 questions. And if you pass the test, and they're not simple questions, you got to study. There's a study guide you do have to study to get past the test. And it gives you an overview of, just like going for a private license. But this is flying a drone. If you have a drone license, you can fly with the goggles, or if you know where the drone is out of sight, but you have a visual in the goggles, or it's on your on a display of some sort. So it's pretty interesting stuff. I looked at getting a license maybe when I started flying this about 5 years ago. So I don't know if I want to fly it now, because my neighbor. So that's a subject. So I'm not going to fly this with the current state of what's going on in New Jersey, because then it might be misconstrued. And we got drones flying up here in the southern tier of upstate New York around the cornfield. What is all that about? Yep, it's the same in India. The same rules. Oh, okay. You got the same rules in India? Gotcha. Okay, folks, I'm going to take a break, and we're going to go ahead and let's see. Let me get this set up here. We got that set up, and let's roll the text, and we'll do the media. And I'm going to go refresh my coffee, and I'll be back in a couple minutes here. So hang tight, folks. And let's see. What are we doing? We're doing bubblegum ball game. There we go. And we're back. We are back here for the Wednesday morning coffee, 12.11.2024 at Rumble Videos broadcast here on Rumble Studios. Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich over there on X, where we're broadcasting X Live. And let's see how many people we got over on X Live. We have we don't have anybody over on X Live. Oh, we got one viewer on X Live. One viewer on X Live. We have one person on Rumble, one person on Locals, two people here on Twitch, as far as that goes, and and let's see. And broadcast is doing fairly well. Let's see what the ooh, it's unstable. What the hell? What the hell is that? 305,000 K. What the hell is going on with you, Twitch? I can't. This is the what I'm looking at here is the backstage, the stream manager on Twitch, and it says that we are at 305,000 KBS. What the hell is going? Let me refresh that. Let's see. What's that? That can't be right. My baud rate is I think at 5,000 or something like that. But we have the second cup of coffee here, as far as that goes, and it's always good having coffee. Coffee in the morning is a good thing. And let's see, we got the live chat there. And so we're on our second hour here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. That is skewed. There's something going on there. 634,000 KBS. Okay. It says the bit it's unstable, so I don't know. It looks like let me see. What do we our quality only goes up to 720. So something's going on. Huh. Not sure what. Okay, we don't want that. Not sure what's going on with that. We'll look at that in a little bit here. So, not sure what's going on, but picture looks good. We're on. I had some problems with Kick. I'm not broadcasting on Kick anymore because I broadcast last week. I think it was Friday, and then I broadcast this past Monday. And I'm trying to delete like almost 2 hours worth. They're like, you go on the page and it's like a couple minutes or 15-second clips, and it's got to add up to about 2 hours and stuff like that. So there's something going on doing a multi-stream I'm not sure if it's probably something to do with using Rumble Studios maybe or something, or Kick is just something going on with Kick. And then Facebook, it's not allowing me to connect it. It says the app isn't allowing me to connect it. So I don't know if it's on the Rumble side. So those are two platforms I'm not broadcasting, which I don't feel any loss. Okay. We did get some traction over there on Facebook, which I appreciate it. I dropped a hot link there. So if there's some people watching right now, you're watching live, but if it's after, say 8:00, on this Wednesday, December 11th, it's a replay. Okay. I guess you could see a difference if it's live or a replay. So on the Rumble, that aspect, it gives you a link. So I got the link there. It's just not like the live picture that you're seeing currently right now on Twitch, Locals, YouTube, and X Live. Those are the 5 main ones that I'll be sticking with for right now. Let's see if they clear up. It might be if it's a month or 2 months before I go back on Facebook. Well, so be it. I'll drop the hot link. It's easy to do that than to try and. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. I think Rumble. Studios is solid, broadcasting into Rumble, into YouTube, Twitch, X Live, and Locals. Locals is something. If you go to locals.com, you'll see what I'm talking. It's another page where you can, people from Rumble use it a lot as far as that goes. And I dropped a hot link also in my Truth Social and Parler. I'm using Parler now. Parler came back, so I'm checking that out. I don't get much traction on Parler, but I haven't used Parler since August because they were down for one reason or the other. The other platforms like Blue Skies, Instagram, Threads, Instagram, Gitter, and Gab. Those are other two posting platforms. I'm not posting on them as far as that goes. I got my, if you want to, I still have platforms there. It's just like I have, they're not in a private state. Like I do have a TikTok page, but I go there. I think I went there the first time in 6 months last week or something like that. Michael Bathurst was broadcasting, so I went over there to check to see what that looked like, a live stream. That's another story I guess I'm keeping tabs on, is the TikTok situation here in the United States. What's going to happen after January 19th? January 19th is the deadline for TikTok to sell the American entity to an American group, to where it's American owned, and the servers are back here in America, not in China. Well, they're here in America, but they have access to it or something like that. So there's a law. It's not a rule. It's a law. It's an actual law. They went TikTok and ByteDite, or whatever that company that they're both. It's related to the Chinese government. They tried to overrule in appeals court, and they got shot down. So now they're going to take it to the Supreme Court, but I don't think the Supreme Court. It's going to be like probably next year before the Supreme Court even entertains it and stuff like that. So the law is the law. So now, if they comply with the law, I'll probably end up not. I'll probably be. I won't be broadcasting on TikTok, but I'll look at TikTok maybe a little bit more to those people that I am following and stuff. TikTok is just a wild, wild west of live stream or streaming. I mean, you just. Here's my impression of TikTok. Here's your phone. TikTok on phone. You're just scrolling. It's mindless, going down a mindless rabbit hole of viewing as far as that goes. So it's interesting, though. It's interesting. Let's see. I do have some interesting stories here. Let me bring up this first one. This first one's very cool. I talked about this gentleman. His name is Professor Stanley Whitham, who is a professor at the Binghamton University in Binghamton, New York, or in Vestal, New York. No, yeah, Binghamton University it's like right there on the border of Vestal and Binghamton. So, but Binghamton University is a predominant, is a pretty good. It's not Syracuse, it's not Notre Dame, it's not Auburn. It's like a notch below those. Okay. But Binghamton University is celebrating a 5th anniversary for Professor Stanley Whitham's. And what did Professor Whitham do? Well, he got a Nobel Prize, not a Peace Prize, but he got a Nobel Prize 5 years ago. Let me go ahead and cue this up here. And Big Juice, hey, what's going on? Still down here in sunny Florida. We'll have you're okay, you're down there for the holidays? Okay, you might have said that. It didn't click on. Okay, let's see. Let's tune this up. So I hope, you're down there with family. That's cool. Good deal. You got the nice weather down there instead of that Ohio weather. Steve is down there. Let's see. That's what we want. Okay, so this is going to be a first article here. And what it is Binghamton University is celebrating the 5th anniversary of Professor Stanley Whitham's Nobel Prize. And you'll be interested in saying, this gentleman right here invented something that you have in your hand. If you have one of these in your hand, he invented the battery. Let me see if I can get this here. Hang on. Oh, I can't do it on this one, I don't think. Or can I? Oh, yes, I can. Hang on. He invented this thing, a lithium battery. He's the inventor of the lithium battery that you can put in your, let me see, something just whited out here. He invented the lithium battery that you put in your phone. Okay. If he didn't have that invention, we wouldn't have the cell phone. So the technology, he developed technology in the lithium battery, and is a very smart man. He's also been knighted by King Charles. So let's go ahead and see what this, let's see. Yeah, coming back. Oh, you're coming back Friday from Florida. Oh, okay. So you're coming back. You should stay down there for Christmas. Maybe I could talk to Mrs. and going down to Florida. She'll probably, if I was to suggest that, she'd drop like a rock. Okay, let's go ahead and see what this one is about here.
University held a ceremony honoring one of the school's most distinguished professors for his work that has revolutionized global technology. So this is Kyle Spisak joins us in the studio with more on the story. Kyle?
And faculty and friends at Binghamton University joined together to celebrate the 5th anniversary of Professor Stanley Whittingham's Nobel Prize. The university honored the achievement, but also gave a glimpse into the future of battery technology right here in the Southern Tier. December 10th, 2019 will be a day forever remembered in Binghamton University's history. Tuesday, faculty and staff at the university celebrated 5 years since Professor Stanley Whittingham received his Nobel Prize in Chemistry for his invention of the lithium-ion battery, creating a legacy of innovation at the university and here in the Southern Tier.
Not only did he invent the lithium-ion battery, but since then his entire career has been dedicated to making that technology accessible and usable across our entire energy ecosystem, which is important as we try to solve the crisis of global warming.
50 years ago, Whittingham invented the lithium-ion battery, which has since revolutionized battery technology. His work is used in everything from smartphones, electric car batteries, and even solar power cells. Whittingham's recognition gave the Southern Tier the ability to pull funding to make upstate New York the battery hub of the United States.
Stan could be anywhere around the globe working on anything he's interested in, but instead he continues to put his talent, time, and hard work for our region and for the planet. As we continue to work towards establishing upstate New York as America's battery capital, Stan is leading the way.
Although Whittingham's invention has revolutionized technology across the globe, a new challenge has risen when it comes to expanding on clean energy. There's not enough workers who understand how to work with the technology.
We talked about 70 companies. They all said the same thing. There are no workers who know how to make batteries. There are no workers who know how to connect batteries to solar cells, to cars, or anything else. So huge effort in that area right now.
Whittingham has stayed loyal to the Southern Tier despite his worldwide recognition and success. He plans to continue innovation through a new battery site expected to open in Johnson City. Whittingham says that the people at Binghamton University is a huge reason why he has spent the past 30 years of his career in Broome County.
This has been a good place. It's been good to me. We've had good presidents, good staff here, and faculty talk to each other. In other universities, there's fiefdoms and issues. Here, everyone talks to one another.
And Professor Whittingham will receive another honor next month as he heads back to England, where he is set to be knighted by King Charles III at Windsor Castle for his dedication and innovation to clean energy.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that. I thought he was already knighted. So this gentleman is a very smart person, and I thought he was already knighted but I guess it's next month. So he is from the UK. But he's been here as a professor at University of Binghamton for 30 years and stuff like that. And what he says, University of Binghamton, it's like a diamond in the rough as far as university. It's a very good university. And it's just very interesting that this is a gentleman that could be anywhere in the world because he developed the technology that affects each and every one of us here as far as that goes. Let's see. Big Juice says, no, can't be here for Christmas, but my brother who lives down here is coming up to Christmas in Ohio. Oh, okay. Good deal. That's good. You'll have family. That's cool. We'll have some family here. I guess Christmas is what, 2 weeks? Yeah, it's in 2 weeks from today. Oh, wow. I better finish up my Christmas shopping. It's more or less done. I just got to make sure that I don't buy a lot of junk that the missus will get mad at me for, as far as that. So this is a good article off of WBNG, Channel 12 News out of Johnson City. And the thing they were talking about, the battery hub, this area right here in the southern tier is becoming bad. They're making batteries as far as that goes. And I think that one company is making batteries for EVs, for electric cars and stuff like that. So that's an interesting article there from WBNG. Again, full disclosure, I have nothing to do with WBNG news or any other news outlet that we show here on my broadcast. I'm just a consumer of the news, and it's interesting stuff to talk about here. Okay, what else do we have here on Fox 40? Let's go to Fox 40. I think there's one article here on Fox 40. No, we don't want to talk about the governor. She's doing something here that no, there's nothing there. Let's go back to, let's see, my hometown news. Anything there? Usually it's like every once or twice a week. Waverly Fire Company giving out toys for tots. Let's see. And we talked about Toys for Tots Monday. And Toys for Tots was started. You can see the Marine outfit, and it was a idea years back that the Marine Corps started, and other people have taken a liking to and done it. And the Waverly Fire Company is giving out toys, hosting a free breakfast this weekend. Waverly, New York is right down the road, about like 10 minutes. The J.E. Hellert Fire Company of Waverly Barton Fire District will be holding a Toys for Tots gift distribution this Saturday, December 14th. The fire company will hand out toys to local children at the fire station on the William Donnelly Parkway from 8:30 to 11:30 this Saturday. Families in need will bring their children to receive gifts during these hours. No prior sign-up required. The fire department there in Waverly Barton is also going to have a free breakfast from 8:30 to 11 o'clock. That's cool. The breakfast is for anyone in the community that would like to visit the fire station, socialize, and enjoy a holiday season with the fire company. Donations to offset the cost of the breakfast would appreciate, but not necessarily. This is what they usually do in the area here in the southern tier. The fire companies step up. They do some charitable work as far as, a Toys for Tot, which was originally started by the United States Marine Corps. And when I was in the Air Force, especially over in Italy, when I was stationed over there, pretty much fully involved with Toys for Tots during the Christmas holiday season. So this is a good article from my hometown news, and pretty cool stuff. Okay, so let's see, go back here, and let's see, we're done with that one. And let's see. Nothing there. We're back on WBNG's. Let's talk about this. They're talking about the celebrities that out there in Malibu, including Cher and Dick Van Dyke. You know Dick Van Dyke, he's going to be 99, I think. But they're there. Coastal residents flee the wildland fires in Malibu. Let's look at this article here. This is also on Channel 12 First News. There, the CBS affiliate. And let's see what this one has to say. share, I guess, their homes, and Dick Van Dyke's homes there, along with a whole bunch of other coastal residents in Malibu, are being affected by this.
California fire officials are working tirelessly to tame a blazing inferno. Southern California's infamous Santa Ana winds, coupled with low humidity, have created a wildfire that's threatening businesses and destroying homes.
Embers were flying everywhere. All this is on fire. And so we're basically just trying to keep everything wet. So when the embers land on it, they go out.
On Tuesday, there were approximately 18,000 people and 8,100 homes and businesses under evacuation orders or warnings, according to the Los Angeles County Sheriff.
Fire season is not a season. It's year-round in the state of California.
One woman in the evacuation zone says she awoke to a wall of flames and had to scramble to save animals.
I must have had like 30 minutes to run around and try to get the horses, and we didn't know what we were going to do. Like, we could not leave them in the barn. Thank God we didn't leave them in the barn because the barn burnt down.
Students sheltered in place for hours inside dormitories and libraries as flames blazed nearby.
Overall, the vibe was panic. A lot of people were taking time to pray, as we are a Christian campus.
Okay, so they have the wildland fires out there in California, and I always say, being a prior firefighter, they are the most physical taxing fires to fight, and this one's a big one. And just the dryness that they have out there in California year round. Thoughts and prayers are with the firefighters, along with the people that are being affected out there in that particular part of the country here in the United States. What's this article about? Okay, let's see what else we have on WBNG. We talked about that. The mayor of Endicott seeking restoration and replacement of a vintage carousel sign. So we have these carousels. We have these carousels here in the Southern Tier. It's over in Broome County. They're in Endicott, Johnson City, Binghamton, Endwell, and there's a number of them. There's like 6 or 7 carousels, and these carousels they're historic because they've been around for quite a long time, and they have these signs that, the signs that tell you, hey, go this way to go to the carousel. Well, they're getting a tad old. So the mayor, he's noticed it. And I guess he was surprised that a lot of other residents also noticed that the carousel sign. So you can see the sign right there in the picture. And let's see what they have to say about this one here.
Carousel signs throughout Broome County have caught residents' attention, but not for the right reasons. 12 News' Aaron Lawler looks into what may be in store for the historical weathered signs.
I'm absolutely with him. If he needs me to help paint, just call me.
This Endicott resident has lived in the village for 86 years. She, along with many other residents, love the historic nature behind the Broome County carousels.
A lot of history for it, and I think, the times are changing, so I think it'd be important for something new.
It makes me feel terrible because carousels have been a part of Endicott for years. My in-laws came over from Italy, and all they ever talked about with everybody, we got across the street, this thing that goes round and round with horses.
Nick Burlingame, the Village of Endicott's mayor, noticed the signs have become an eyesore and took his frustrations to Facebook. And to his surprise, everyone agreed with him.
I had no idea that the community was just as passionate about these signs as I was, which was super nice.
After hearing the community, Burlingame is exploring options. Potentially, the vintage wooden signs can be donated to a museum and brand new metal ones can be purchased, or seeing if the original signs can be restored.
If we can make the community a little bit better by fixing these signs, showcasing that we're the carousel capital of the world, it's really cool.
Burlingame says if new signs are purchased, he would like them to be created by a local vendor to make the carousel ties to the community stronger. As of right now, no official meeting has been scheduled to review the sign concerns. Aaron Lawler, 12 News, Broome County.
Sorry about that with the buttons. But yeah, the carousels, Broome County is known as the carousel capital of the world because there's like six, at least I know 6 carousels, and they have a thing where you go in each one and you get a little medal or something like that if you go in all of them and stuff. But they're all from like the 1920s, and it's hard for them to find parts. I know there's one up at Ross Park Zoo. They're redoing, and they're free. That's the thing. They're free. They don't cost any. You can leave a donation, I guess, but they're absolutely free. I know when growing up, when we used to go to the Ross Park Zoo as a kid on a field trip, that was the thing. After we went through the zoo, we were allowed to go on the carousel before going back to the school. The thing is, you had to pick up a piece of trash inside the so right at the tail end of the teachers would say, "Oh, get your piece of trash so you can go on the carousel." And that would be your admission. It's sort of an incentive, get you going as far as you want to go on a carousel. You got to get a piece of trash. So you pick up a can, an empty soda can or something like that. Sometimes there was some of us students that we couldn't find anything, so we took something out of the trash can in the park or in the zoo area, and we come out and redispose of it in the thing. So. But that's a big part of the area here, as far as one of the landmark things in the southern tier of upstate New York. It's the carousel capital of the world, because there's nowhere else that has, there's places that may have a really huge modern carousel, but there's no place else on this blue marble of ours that has that many carousels in an area in the southern tier. So that's an interesting article there. Okay, let's see. We have. Oh, I brought up my Twitch channel there. What did I do with my Twitch channel there? Let's bring that over here, and we'll park that. Let's park that. Let's see. Let's check the stream manager here. Yeah, it's still, man. That's skewed. I don't know what that's going on there. Huh. Okay. At any rate. Let's see. Let's see. On WNBF, we don't have anything there. Let's see. Any more news on Channel 12? Channel 12 usually has some pretty good articles here. Let's see. We talked about the professor. We talked about the carousels. Let's go ahead and do a public service announcement. This one's about heating safety. We got winter going. I have a space heater that I use out in the back room there. I turn that on during the day when we're here in the house, but we need to use space heaters safely. So this is an article on WBNG, and we'll see what this one's about. It's always a good reminder for fire prevention, fire safety, to get reminded of these things, because sometimes we have a tendency of forgetting as far as that goes. So let's go ahead and turn the camera off. We'll go back here and see what this was all about. Here, our public service announcement on fire safety here.
Weather gets colder, space heaters used more or more. However, these heaters do pose a fire risk if used incorrectly. Told News' Connor Thompson breaks down what you need to know before you plug in and prepare to cozy up.
Space heaters allow for extra warmth on those cold winter days. However, if used incorrectly, they can create a huge fire hazard that could damage your home or worse. When using a heater, it is important that nothing flammable is nearby.
Space heaters are particularly dangerous when they're left unattended and too close to any kind of combustible source. Don't put any magazines, papers, or anything that is highly flammable.
Eugene Perry is the president of the Firefighters Association of the state of New York. He says in addition to the fire risk, space heaters are dangerous due to how hot they can get, which means children could hurt themselves if they touch one. Perry says you should never leave a heater on overnight. And if you're thinking of using an extension cord, think again.
You should stay as far away from using an extension cord, because Some cords, obviously, they're different. They're different wire brands. It's lighter. It could cause the cord to overheat and then start a fire in the other room. It could come out of an outlet in another room where it's plugged into.
Old space heaters have a higher risk of causing issues. Perry says if you notice damage on your heater, it is time to replace it.
Replacing it if the cord that's connected to it is starting to fray, broken ends, broken ground tips. Some older houses just have the two prong plugs, and the other ones have the little round ground that go on the bottom. And without them, that could cause a potential problem.
Perry adds that you should never alter your heater in any way, and that if you have any questions about the condition of your heater, to give your local fire department a call.
So there we go. We got heater safety tips to keep you safe during the cold, and that's very important here in the southern tier of upstate New York. And I say that as a former firefighter, that I've seen a number of fires that were started by these things. They had this one type of heating system when I was over in Italy. It was almost like an open flame. It was like an umbrella out. It was a bombola. They had a bombola bottle and it had a flame. And you see them now being sold as outdoor heaters, as far as they're like on a telephone pole type thing. And they throw out heat and stuff. You got to be careful. Be it an open flame or even a heating element, such as this particular heater right here is showing. You got to keep combustibles, and that's like Class A products like paper and clothing that can catch fire really quickly because these are extremely hot, radiating out heat, and they should be attended to. They don't leave these unattended. Like I have one in the back room, and when that's on, every once in a while I'll go out in the back room to look at it. Sometimes to turn it off. And if it tips over, which the cats, I think it's a medium-sized heater. It would take a lot from one of the cats to knock it over, but if it did get knocked over, there's a safety switch on there. So I think it's a mandatory thing when they selling these that they have that mandatory switch on. But it's always very important to be attentive of these type of units because they do start fires, and it's due to complacency. As far as that goes, complacency on people not paying attention to what they're supposed to be doing. So there we have our public service announcement for fire prevention and fire safety. Okay, let's see what else we got. I think that's about it for Channel 12 News. Nothing more on the Johnson City fire. Let's see. We have on the Whale. What do we got over here? Anything? We talked about the Rockefeller. What's this one about? Wally Wonky. No, that doesn't. Let's see. Channel 34 News. Well, here's something for Channel. Let's see. Let's go with this one. Okay, let's go with this one. This is Fill the Trolley with Toys at Rec Park. This is in Binghamton, New York. This is from WIVT, Channel 34 News. Let me get this one set up here. Okay. Well, let me turn my camera off first. Let's see what this one's about.
Festive holiday trolley is at Rec Park, ready to be filled to the brim with presents for local children in need. The Fill the Trolley Toy Drive is taking place this Saturday from noon until 2 in the upper parking lot at Recreation Park in Binghamton. Mayor Jared Cram partnered with Foamit Insulation to collect the toy donations inside of the green trolley. Once it's loaded up with gifts, the trolley will deliver them to Broome County Toys for Tots. Cram says to donate, bring a new unwrapped toy for children ages 1 to 10 years old. All of the donations go to families living in Broome County.
We're bringing in the big guns. We're bringing in Foamit Insulation and this beautiful trolley that's behind me to even grow the impact of this drive. We're going to fill the trolley and really make a lot of kids happy this holiday season.
Graham says on Saturday there will be volunteers on site to take your donations. For families interested in signing up to receive gifts from Toys for Tots, the deadline is this Saturday. You must be a Broome County resident, show the birth certificates for all children, show photo ID, and if you are not the parent, you must provide custody documents. You can find the sign-up form online at broomcountytoysfortots.org.
So there we have it. Another example of Toys for Tots that the law enforcement is doing. They're in Broome County, and you can see there's a lot of toys going to be going to a lot of needy children that don't necessarily have much and stuff. And that's what we do up here in the southern tier of upstate New York. It's community driven, and it's not just the fire department, it's law enforcement that's getting involved, and the whole community gets involved as far as through these organizations. So my hat's off to them, and thank you for that. That's a good story. I like good stories like that. Okay, let's see. Anything else on Channel 34? Fill the trolley. And not seeing anything else. So let me see. News local. Let's just go with the local news here. What do we have? On the local front, they talk about the professor. Let's see. Wegmans donates over 58. And this is a sign of a company. Let's see if this comes in here. Yeah, let's go ahead and go with this one here. This is Wegmans is a major supermarket here in New York State. We usually the nearest Wegmans is about a good 35-minute drive and stuff like that. But it's sometimes it's worth going up here. But Johnson City Wegmans, Johnson City. This is right down next to the this Wegmans is right near the Oakdale Commons, which used to be the Oakdale Mall, and it's a great grocery store. Would love to have one of these in Tioga County, but this is about a 35-minute drive to get to Johnson City to go to this Wegmans. And let me turn this off. But it shows a big-time grocery store is contributing $58,000 to the food bank in Southern Tier.
Well, the food bank of the Southern Tier stopped by the Wegmans in Johnson City to celebrate the store's record of food donations. At the end of October and throughout November, Wegmans hosted the 31st year of its Check Out Hunger campaign. The initiative raises money to support the food bank of the Southern Tier. Wegmans customers are asked at checkout if they would like to make a donation, and every dollar translates up to 3 meals for people in need. And this year, the Johnson City location raised and donated over $58,900 to the campaign, which equates to over 176,900 meals. The president of the food bank, Mark Bordeaux, says of the 5 Wegmans stores throughout the Southern Tier, Johnson City raised the most.
This Wegmans not only raised more money than anybody else in the Southern Tier, this is the highest raising store in the entire country. And just tremendous amount of work by the cashier. The Wegmans customers that come here are so generous, and we just appreciate them. So we wanted to thank them for all they did for us here in the Southern Tier.
Bordeaux says the need for food assistance continues to grow. He says currently 1 in 7 people across the food bank's 6-county footprint are at risk for hunger, including 1 in 5 children. This year's Checkout Hunger campaign raised a total of $667,329 meals.
So here's another example of community giving back to people in need. It always seems there are people in need, and they need to be provided for through activities from the community. And this is one of those activities. A big chain grocery store helping out and providing for those that don't necessarily have much to put on their table. And it helps tremendously, especially during the holidays, as far as that goes. So we have it's all about being kind and generous. Okay, let's see. We don't have anything on there. Something. I think that's it for. I think that's it for Channel 34, Binghamton homepage there in Johnson City. And let's see. Let's go to WENY. Anything there? Not seeing anything. Let's see. News. Let's see. Local. Let's see. Go to the local category. Finger Lakes Trust Plans had largest wildlife management. No, we won't do that. And some more Toys for Tots going on. Local fire departments. Oh, that's talking about the one in Waverly. Okay. Let's see. What's this one? Will there be a white Christmas this year? Well, okay, this is on My Twin Tiers, WETM. This is out of Elmira as well. Go ahead and check this one. I don't think we're going to be doing a walk.
It's pouring.
Is it pouring?
Yes.
Okay. We just got a weather update.
It's warm, but it's pouring.
The weather is pouring outside, so we're going to be just hunkered down here. Let's see. Okay, we want to do this one here. Hang on. We'll get to this one right here. Bring this one up. And this is, will we get a white Christmas this year? Well, if you can see the weather map right down here in the lower right, that's the southern tier area. You can see the weather is moving. It's not heavy rain, but well, actually, this is from yesterday. Disregard that weather map. That's from yesterday. What's that? Yeah. We just have to. The missus is joining us in the studio here, which is the dining room. She's having her breakfast. That weather map that you're seeing right now, that's not the current weather. So let's go ahead and enlarge this and see what this gentleman has to say. Channel 18 News out of Elmira, New York.
Well, White Christmases always seem to be more like a dream than a reality, but sometimes dreams come true. 18 Storm Team meteorologist Anthony Codispoti has a look at when the Twin Tiers last saw a white Christmas and whether we'll get one again this year.
We may all be dreaming of a white Christmas, but when was the last time we actually saw a blanket of snow on Christmas morning?
It looks like, let's see, December 2022, there was a little bit of snow that was recorded at the airport the morning of, so that was probably the closest thing to a white Christmas, at least recently in Elmira. The last year where there was quite a bit of snow on the ground, at least the morning of Christmas, was December 2020. But of course, there's also raining that whole day, and the snow melted by the evening, but there was about 2 inches of snow on the ground.
And if you think that the amount of snow our area has been getting in the last few years is low, you may be onto something.
There has been a decrease, especially in the fall time snowfall. So we have seen like the accumulating snow later on in the season, like a lot of times where you don't really see that winter snowpack start developing until late December and early January, and then lasting into March, whereas historically it used to be like at least more towards the beginning of December.
Just like any type of weather, it's all up to chance.
Definition of a white Christmas is either there is 1 inch of snow on the ground or it snows more than an inch on the day of Christmas. So those are the two definitions we have. So I do think that we'll have another chance of snow before Christmas. But it does look like predominantly the next 2 weeks will be fairly warm too. So like any chance of snow we get, the snow may not stick around for long. So I do think there's a chance of a white Christmas, but it's probably a little bit lower than average.
So you may see a white Christmas this year, just like the ones you used to know. In Elmira, Anthony Codispoti, 18 News.
So I'm not sure about a white Christmas. It's raining right now. Is it really coming down?
I mean, we could walk. It's not windy, but.
Oh. Well, it's wet out. Yeah.
Very wet.
Very wet. Okay.
Very wet.
What do you think about the question? Is, will there be a white Christmas? Probably not. Yeah, that's the general consensus. Is we probably won't have a white Christmas.
It rarely is.
What's that? Is it real?
It rarely is.
Rarely is. That's true. We have had
before, white after, but
yeah. We have had some snow so far this year. But as far as and Christmas is in 2 weeks, so I don't know. Let's see the general forecast for. Let me see here. What do we got? The 10-day forecast. What are we looking at for the 10-day forecast? Right now it is raining. We got rain in the area. And for the 10-day, like I said, it's we got 50 degrees today, but tomorrow it's going to be dropping down to 30 degrees. So there's a 20 degree drop. It doesn't look like there's any snow. Maybe some flurries tomorrow morning when it drops, because we got a lot of rain right at the tail, because that rain is going to go until tonight. We might have some flurries tonight between 7 and 9, but it's not until Thursday the 19th, which is next week, we'll have a little bit of snow. Well, there's no, maybe more than a little bit, an inch and 1.3 inches. And they're not going any further than the 10-day forecast. So we'll have to keep track of that as far as that goes. Let's see the current weather right now here right now. We can see the weather is right there. That's Tioga County right there. And let me see. We got another weather map. Let me bring that up. The current weather from WBNG local weather. There it is. That's what we're looking at right now. The local weather. It's going to be a wet day today. $157.35. So you can see, and this is from WBNG. That's the actual weather that's going on right now. And I don't know. I'm not too hip about walking with an umbrella. What? You give me that smirk. What's your general take? You want to go out for a walk?
Kind of miserable.
Oh, it's kind of miserable. Okay, so that's our excuse. It's kind of miserable, folks. So we're gonna not, and I'm gonna just slough it off, I guess. I'm being lazy this morning as far as that goes. So there's our weather there from various weather sites, and let's see, just as an overall for the weather, let's go ahead and let's see, crank this back up again, refresh it to see where it's at. The main weather map for the world. We'll go around the world here as far as see what the weather is. So if we did that Monday. So there we have the weather currently in the United States. And you can see it's going to be a wet New York. All of New York State is pretty much covered, except out there in Buffalo. Buffalo doesn't have any rain. It's sort of coming up like it did for the flood. What year was that? 2016?
2011.
2011. 2011, we had a band of rain that came straight up, but this is off to the east a little bit, but it stayed there for a couple of days, and we just the Susquehanna just flooded over. But this seems to be moving. We got some snow out in Ohio, Kentucky area, going into West Virginia. So they may have a white Christmas the way the weather's going here. So we back this out and let's go around the world. We're going over to Europe. Europe looks like they got most of the rain is down in Turkey, it looks like. And we got a little bit along Bosnia-Herzegovina, a little off of the coast of the UK for the most part. Up there, Iceland, they've got some weather going on up there. And also northern Norway, Sweden, and Finland. They look like they got some snow coming down off the Arctic. Down in Africa, there's nothing going on there. Go across Asia, over into the Pacific Rim. It looks like we got some weather up there in the between the yellow. This is the Yellow Sea and the was it Philippine Sea, right in this area, just south of Japan, and off the coast of South Korea, and then down Philippines, New Guinea, Indonesia. Nothing there, but Australia's got some weather going on. They was it Rogue Fire? He's from Queen. He was letting us know in Queensland. It's wet, and it's continuing to be wet. That was 2 days ago. There was a lot of weather going on. So that's what's going on. And we got some weather out there in Western Australia along the coast, the western coast, and also down there in Tanzania. Nothing going on in New Zealand. Come across the Pacific. Let's see, anything going on? Nothing going on in Hawaii. Nice. They're having a nice day in Hawaii. Got some weather up there off the coast of Alaska and British Columbia. Got some weather there, and also in Canada. You can see that they got some snow squalls, and out there in the northwest, central part of the United States, Montana, South Dakota, they got weather, as well as down there in southern, southwest Oregon. So there's our weather walk around as far as that goes, folks. I like doing that. That's pretty interesting. And let's see, we have, we got 2 people over there on the on X Live. Thank you, X Live. Greatly appreciate that. Let's see, if I go like that, does it pop in? Yeah, we got 2 people on X Live. And 1 person on Rumble, 1 person on Locals. What about? Let's see. And we got 1 person on YouTube as far as that goes. And then 3 on Twitch. So we're... I'm one that always says if I have 1 or 2 people, 2 or 3 people watching, it's a success. So we are a success because there's people that pop in and out as far as that goes. So appreciate that. Let me see if I can bring something up on. I want to get this in. I guess it's on the Twitch side. They have these things called wraps, and I want to go over this. Let's see if I can bring this up here. Let's see if I bring this up. So let's see, Twitch recap for 2024. Let's see if we bring this up. Okay, this is going to be our Twitch recap. Let's see if we shut this off. And Twitch is one of the platforms that I do broadcast on, and they put out this sort of what's going on with the whether your streams watched, chatted, or lurked. I think this is a pretty interesting thing each year. Kappa says, oh, great, another brand with a recap. So here we are with the Fireman Rich. You can see ProChamp chose your recap. Let's go as far as that goes. So we got viewers, streamers. Bop, after you bop to the bottom, remember to share a recap. X Twitch. So people that are on Twitch have these. So the best times of the year are hours streamed. We had 529 hours streamed so far this year.
Wow.
And we had a total 309 streams, broadcasts. That's pretty interesting. There we go. And then distinct day streaming, 242. Not sure what that is all about. Total hours watched. I want to thank the viewers. You spent 1,145 total hours watched. That is greatly appreciated. I clap to you people. So we are a success just on that number one. Seems good. Those numbers seem good. And then What Face says, I mean, blew my mind. And then Grass Lord says, but did you touch any grass? And give more recap, please. Okay, we got some more recap here. Total categories. these are the categories that were most just chatting. Well, we have the Monday, Wednesday, Friday broadcast. That's going to be under the just chatting. So that's going to be the top 10%. And then top 10% of my viewers, it was sports because we have Let's Talk Football on both the UFL this year and NFL. I'm on the fence right now if I'm going to do UFL after NFL. But on the NFL, it's primarily because I'm on Tony D's broadcast, Let's Talk Football, on Sundays at 10:30. And then I'm also I'm into Battlegrounds, folks. Oh, I love the we're live streaming top 10%. It beat out Lord of the Rings, which is my favorite game. I haven't been doing much on the gaming. One of the games I was starting to bring is Guild Wars. That's a good one. And I don't know why they got the GOAT there, but number 1 was just chatting. Number 2 was sports. Number 3 was PUBG Battlegrounds. Number 3 was Lord of the Rings, and number 5 was Guild Wars. So Cool Cat says cool categories. Yep, those are cool categories. And then the Crown top stream of the year. What was the top stream? Your top stream reached 20 viewers. So we had a top 20 viewers. I think we had more than that. I'm not sure. But Goat Monk, great stream of all time at least 2024. Top tags were English, subscribe and follow. Please do that. Subscribe and follow whatever platform I'm on. Pro Champ says, let's chat about chat. Hey, that's us. Yes, that is you. Enough. Chat. Show us the chat stats. I want to say thank you for the folks that are chatting, because on the Twitch, we did get some chat from Rumble and as well as other places. But the chat, we had 13,305 chats that were sent so far this year. That's tremendous. We're communicating, folks. And then Cool Storybot says, let's talk about happy little emojis. Emojis, the top emoji, of course. Those are the emojis, the Blab Owl, I'm on Twitch, and then the Fireman Rich one. Let's see, Fireman 2 times, 6 times, 18 times. I did it more than that, didn't I? Seemed like it. PogChamp, wow, I'm getting emotional over here. That's funny. Okay. Your biggest fans. Here's the biggest fans on the channel. We had Lore, who's from Norway. Thank you, Lore. We had Big Juice. You were one of the top fans for this year. Thank you very much if you're still there. He's down in Florida. And we had our Jersey girl, Tina. She's from Jersey. And then we had our good friend, our brother veteran, our good friend and fellow broadcast, Tony D, Tony Tone 72 over there on Twitch. We had Tim Fan 40 out of Michigan. And we had Thamer. Let's see, that's a Big Juice 59. What Big Juice? You got more than 2. We got a second. We got 3 Big Juices. Big Juice 4, Big Juice 757, and the one that's in the chat now is Big Juice 59. But Thamer, who's over in Riyadh, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, was one of the biggest fans this year. They were the ones that were here the most, and I do appreciate that. As far as that goes, greatly appreciated. And well, that's a fun crowd. Yeah, these guys, they're all great people, as well as the ones that are here. Collaborations, number of collaborations, I had 4. Our top collaborators, who did I broadcast with? Well, I broadcast with Real Ted Hicks was one collaboration. I had one collaboration with Tina. I think we had her up here a couple times. And I did more collaboration, I think. I don't know what they're talking about. Raids received. Well, we get these raids. Well, I don't do raids that much, but who raided? Well, we had Cup of Joe. Good old Cup of Joe raided us. He had those raids of 1. Hey Guy says, hey, that's a lot of hype. And Kappa says clips or didn't happen. Yeah, we did some clips. And then we had Jim Figerty, who had 3 raids, and then Total Dad, he gave us 2 raids. So clips of the year, we had 9. We made 9 clips. And unique clips, we had 1. And our top viewing clip was this one. We can't view it. Which was this one? I'm not sure which this is one from. Oh, this was the somebody's trolling clip. That was funny. That was after I messed up my glasses. I beat up my face when I fell out in the side lawn there. It was somebody's trolling me. I had a troll. So clips that. It's already a clip. And high scores of the year. New followers. We had 90 new followers this year. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. New subscribers. We had 17 subscribers. Points spent. We had 18,200. I'm still figuring out the points. I have no idea what that is. And then let's see. Komodo Hype says way to grow. Yes. And let's see. And then we have the goat. What's the goat? What's the goat? There's a goat. Does that mean I am the goat? The shiny goat? So this is fun. This is all from Twitch. Just chatting. Based on all your recap data this year, you were the Just Chatting Champ of the Year. So that's what we are. Chat badge. Oh, we got a chat badge. Okay, check out the chat badge. Let me see if that's in the chat. Let's see. Do we have a chat badge? I'm not seeing the chat badge. How do we get the chat badge? Chat badge is unlocked. Maybe I have to activate it. Share your recap. So Just Chatting was Champ of the Year. And there we have it as far as, what's this? What transpired for the year. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. Thank you, Twitch, for doing this. It's a good thing. And over there on Twitch, we greatly appreciate it. And just figure I share that with you all here as far as we're finishing up on this broadcast. We've been on for 2 hours and 12 minutes. I don't see that. I guess I'm going to have to activate that one. So there we have it, folks. And I guess that's it. And I guess I'm just going to go get some breakfast here. I want to say thank you for being on here. Let's see who we had as far as in the broadcast. I want to say thank you to Tina, our Jersey girl. Thank you very much, Tina, for being here. Greatly appreciated. Thank you, Double J's. Great to have you here, my friend. Great to have you here, as always. And also, great conversation that we had. We had a good discussion there. I appreciate that. I'd like to have you maybe come up maybe sometime. I don't know if you're into that. That's up to you, though. Good discussion there as far as that goes. But thank you, Tina, our Jersey girl, Double J's. Let's see. Who else? I think all we had was Big Juice. Well, we had 3 Big Juice. Yeah. Oh, no, we had Glick. I'm sorry, Glick. We had Glick from Nonsensical Network. Check out Nonsensical Network. Glick was on last night with this House of Music. They'll be on. Check out Nonsensical. He's back on Twitch or back on YouTube. I guess he got slapped on the hand a little bit. So you got to be careful there, Glick. I think those are your worker bees there. You got to be careful of that. But Glick will be on tonight with WF News. What the F News, which is always interesting to watch. He has a broadcast with his son about wrestling, Cash's Corner. I like that. I love seeing the father-son bit. I'm always one for that. So thank you, Glick, for being here. Greatly appreciate it. You have a great day. Be safe on the job site. And let's see, we had after that was Big Juice. That's when Big Juice came in. It was afterwards. Yeah, Big Juice 59. Where are we had 2 other Big Juices in that rap there from Twitch. So what's going on, Big Juice? How many accounts do you have? Or are you the real Big Juice? I'm going to have to explain that. I don't think he's in here, or else he would have said something. He's down there in Florida enjoying that sun. But I want to say thank you for those persons that were in the chat, primarily other than Glick coming in from YouTube. The primary chat comes off of Twitch. So thank you very much. I want to say thank you for the viewers that were watching the live view here. I want to say thank you very much to the replay viewers. Very noticeable. I greatly appreciate it. Hats off to you. Thank you very much. and also the folks that are listening on the audio podcast, the audio pod, as I call it, where I repurpose the audio over there on Spotify for creators, Spotify for creators. Thank you very much. I'm enjoying doing that. As far as it's a good workflow, as far as doing that, it's becoming seamless. So I really like doing that, and I really enjoy posting up the audio content. So thank you all. Thank you all for being here on the Wednesday morning coffee broadcast here on Rumble Studios. And I want to say thank you very much to Rumble for providing that platform. It's greatly appreciated. It's Rumble rocks. That's all I got to say is Rumble rocks. All right, folks, Rich Roberts. You can follow me over there on X, which used to be called Twitter, at Fireman Rich. That's where I'm at. That's my mainstay for social media. I do a lot of posting there. I'm on other platforms. You can Google Fireman Rich and you'll see where else I'm at, but I'm primarily on X. X is king as far as I'm concerned. That's my opinion, okay? Some people will disagree, but that's their bag of donuts. And as far as that goes. So, who's this? Good morning. Who's this? First time chatter? We got a first time chatter. Good morning. We're just ending the broadcast there, fan. Oh, Captain Rehab. I'm on a burner. Oh, Captain Rehab, where have you been? You've been missing in action here for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. What'd you do? You got banned or something or what? What's going on? Are you still taking part in the football thing? Because you've been missing for 4. Let's see. I accidentally lagged out of my account and can't get back in. Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know. You want to give me your football text? Give you the list of football picks? I don't know if you still want to do that because you've been missing for the last couple of weeks. So. Let's see if I plug this in here. Can you real quick, because I was going to end the broadcast, but those are the picks for this week. You want to give me your picks? 16 games we got. I'll extend the offer if you still want to take part. You're at the bottom of the barrel. You can still take part in the weekly. You're pretty much out of the overall. Okay, you've got 8th place locked. I don't know if you want to take the time to give me your picks there and stuff. If you do, I can sit tight here for a few minutes. Captain Rehab. I was wondering, are you doing okay though? Otherwise, that's more important. That's good seeing you though. You accidentally lagged out of your account on Twitch and can't get back in. Okay, so what's this fan of? What the hell is that saying? Fan of card break? Fan of card breaking 3 OG, whatever that's saying. Okay, that's Captain Rehab. I think I remember that's Captain Rehab because I'm saying, when did you create this account? Oh, it's back on December 2nd. So that's when you got tagged or you lagged out. Okay. It came in first time chatter. So I have to go through the vetting process to make sure you're not a bot, even though you're a human bot in a manner of speaking, as far as that goes. I think Captain Rehab's making his picks right now. So if you can get those in, I can put you in for the weekly there. I've known Captain Rehab since the Blab days. We go back to the Blab days. He was on Haps. And he's a good guy. He's a little bit of a jokester, but it's all good and stuff like that. And he's from Philadelphia. He is a New Yorker, brought up there in the Hudson Valley, I believe he said a while back there. But he's familiar with New York State. But he resides down there in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. Have you been seeing any of the seeing you're down in Philly? They said that the drones are flying over Philly down there in Jersey now. Have you seen any of that? That's in Pennsylvania, Philly. So they've been in Staten Island, Philly, and they're all over Jersey. We're talking about that earlier here in the broadcast about the drone. So that's one of the the stories I'm keeping tabs on and following as far as that goes. And if you're still there, Captain Rehab, give me an indication because I was getting ready to wrap up here. So I'm not sure if you're still there. I think he's trying. I'll give you time. You're probably making your picks. You're probably looking at the list and trying to decipher from it. But good to see that you popped in, my friend. I'm on a burner account. A burner. Do they have burner accounts on Twitch? Twitch is a good place. I was on, for those people watching on the replay and listening on the audio, we're still having an extended ending of the broadcast here because our good friend Captain Rehab, that's on a burner account on Twitch. Well, maybe we should say that because is making his football picks that I've known him for quite some time and stuff like that. So I can accommodate him. We go back a little ways and stuff. He used to broadcast on Blab. I used to watch him a lot and stuff. He was, so he's down there in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, where I've been in and out. When I was in the service, I used to go out of Philly International Airport several times, going overseas to the European side of the world when I was getting deployed or stationed over in Europe. Primarily over in Italy, as far as that goes, and I think I flew out of Philly going out to the. Yeah, I flew out of Philly to go to Los Angeles, and then from Los Angeles over to the Philippines, where I was stationed there, or else to the. No, actually, Philippines. I flew out of San Francisco. Los Angeles, I flew out of there to go to Japan. That was my last duty assignment when I was in the Air Force years back. So, so we're waiting on Captain Rehab. And I don't think we'll give him another minute. I don't know, Captain Rehab. If you don't answer up, I got the clock going. We'll give you another. We'll give you another 2 minutes there, and then I'm going to have to go because we've been on for 2 hours and 23 minutes. And let me see what the I don't know. Got 30 seconds, Captain Rehab, and I'm out of here. Give me an indication you're still there. If you're not, we're wrapping up. I can't stay on here all morning. I got some breakfast I got to eat. I'm getting hungry. My stomach is starting to talk to me. So, again, I would like to thank all those that I mentioned earlier concerning being here on the broadcast. As far as that goes, I appreciate it. And greatly appreciated as far as you being here. We're at a minute now, so we're going to go ahead and end the broadcast. You there, Captain Rehab? Going once, going twice, going 3 times. That's it. Okay. I guess he just did a pop in, so he'll be missing in action for a 5th time, I think. He takes part in the picks, wins and losses and stuff like that. So, okay, so that's let's go ahead and stop that. Let's just make sure we don't have anything in the news. Nothing. Just clear all this out. And with that, we're going to go ahead and end the broadcast and get our day started and see what the day brings. And so this is Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich, wishing you all well. You all have a great one wherever you may be on this big blue marble. Again, you can follow me over on X at Fireman Rich, where I told myself just right down below there. Posts are my own, but I am a social observer, and over here, social enthusiast. So you can follow me over there on X, right there at Fireman Rich on X, which used to be Twitter. You see that? Oh, it should be over here. There we go. Right there. There it is. Fireman Rich, at Fireman Rich. So you all have a great one wherever you may be on this blue marble. We're halfway through the week, working towards the weekend. And you all have a great Wednesday. And the thing for today is to stay dry. All right, folks. Live life. Have fun. Ciao for now. As always, peace. Take care. And later, alligator.